We are in week 3 of the DPRM Draft League in the Mega Scissor division. I am up against Aloe this week, and this is a case for a lot of people in this draft. Aloe and I have been in a lot of similar circles, in a lot of similar draft leagues and stuff like that, just because we are both in UK/London universities, and we're in a lot of the London draft stuff. And I don't think we ever played actually. Maybe once in the huge uni team tournament that we do once a year, but I don't remember it. However, they did mention that they've always wanted to play me. Like during the game they mentioned it, and I asked why, and they said because one time I was explaining my thought process in post-game discussion, and apparently it was in 2024, and they just found the way that I planned my game interesting. And so because of that, interesting could mean a lot of different things, but I think in 2025 and 2026 I've gotten much better as a Pokemon player, even though I was playing 2 years prior to 2025, almost 3 years even, but still a pretty cool game. They are 1-1 and I am 2-0, so we're trying to keep that undefeated streak going. Now let's get into the Commy Mon of the week. So the Commy Mon of the week is Mega Ampharos. Now Mega Ampharos it's an okay Mega. I've actually had to use it in a few different gimmick leagues and tournaments and stuff, just for fun with friends, and it's pretty good. It's got agility and it's got the bulk to set up, with 90 HP, 105 defense and 110 spit def, I'm pretty sure. So you can get that agility off in a lot of cases, and as you'll see with Aloe's team, it can actually outspeed everything after that agility. 45 speed is ass, but the +2 speed is pretty good, and you can only run one Scarfer in Champions in Champions OU and Champions Draft, so it will probably be faster than everything, or at least almost everything on the team after an agility. It's got a decent move pool, decent coverage with Focus Blast, with Dazzling Gleam. You can do Meteor Beam stuff, and then stabs are nice. Obviously, Dragon Pulse and Thunderbolt. Annoyingly, it doesn't get Draco Meteor, but it's fine. Some people did have to learn that the hard way, which is really funny. But the annoying thing about Ampharos is its physical move pool was really good. It's got all the elemental punches. It can pretty much hit everything with its physical move pool, and it's even got Trailblaze. But obviously it only has 95 attack, I think, and I want to say 165 special attack, so we all know what you're going to be using for the most part. But let's get into the actual teams. Here are our teams. I think Aloe has a lot of pretty good stuff into me. I think I want to say they have the matchup, just because a lot of their mons can just outright Oko or threaten mons that I'd like to bring. I'd like to bring Slowbro for the Mamoswine, but the Mimikyu is there, and also want to bring it for the Infernape, but the Scizor is there, the Rotomosh is there, the Mimikyu. I think Hisui and Decidueye on their part is really good, because they can EV it to probably outspeed my AEGISLASH, because my AEGISLASH will want to run bulk almost every game, and they resist Digger's BEQ, they resist Lycanroc's rock moves, and don't get OHKO'd by anything outright, even with Tough Claws. Morpeko as well, can't do much to them. Venusaur, sure, with Sludge Bomb, but Decidueye's got good bulk, and it also has Scrappy to hit the AEGISLASH. I think with a Yachi Berry you might even be able to, or with Citrus Berry and some defense, it could probably take a Triple Axle from Weavile, and it's also pretty good into Slowbro. I think just Swords Dance, Triple Arrows, Leaf Blade, and then Roost or a priority move last would be good on their part. Mamoswine is really, really good. It's that and Glimora make the Resist Berry game on AEGISLASH pretty annoying, because it's okay, do I go Occa Berry for Infernape, or do I go Colbur Berry or Cassie Berry, you know, from Mimikyu, or do I go Chopper Berry Decidueye? But I mean, it could flinch me with triple arrows or crit me even. Or do I go Sugar Berry, right? And I don't know, I think it's quite a tough game in my opinion, because there's only so much that I can bring, and I don't think there's an outright 6 mons that are just always good here. I think there is AEGISLASH, which is going to be always good in the game. I think like Knock Dusk is very important in this game because with a focus sash it can do stuff, but for the most part I just wanted to get rocks up because with the team that I built, a lot of mons on Aloe's part are within range of an Oko or a guaranteed Oko after the rocks, which is pretty nice. So those two for sure, and then it's like Venusaur just because you can always do the sunny day stuff, and then after that it's like, okay, what the hell do you even do? Fluet is kind of good, but you have Scizor. What Decidueye I think is just bad here because of Noivern and Infernape and Mimikyu. I think Morpeko actually has like some sort of case for being here, and it does end up on the team. Slowbro possibly, but there's just so many things that threaten it. Diggersby can do stuff, but they have like 3 different Scarfers that can all outspeed Diggersby. Like Mamoswine isn't a bad Scarfer, Rotomosh isn't a bad Scarfer, Infernape isn't a bad Scarfer, and they're all faster than Diggersby and can all Oko, right? So yeah, but let's just get into the teams. Excuse the mid nicknames, I completely forgot to do them, and then I had to do them on like, I was already late for the game by like 10 minutes, so I just did them real quick. But this was the team that I ended up with. We have Ampharos Mega. This has got enough SpDef and HP to take a Draco Meteor from a 252 special attack Noivern after rocks. That was the purpose of this, and also just the bulk is nice, especially since no one else on the team has SpDef EVs, so it's for that. Focus Blast can still Oko Mamoswine, and I got outspeed after an agility. Dragon Pulse kills the Noivern, and Thunderbolt is just good into everything else. We have AEGISLASH. I didn't end up on the Sugar Berry, and I ended up on the Sugar Berry because I wanted to switch in to Glimmora. But also an emergency answer into Mamoswine wasn't bad either. Poltergeist is because it hits everything really hard. Ironhead because it hits the Glimmora, hits the Mamoswine, and then Shadow Sneak just for priority in case I want to break a Mimikyu Disguise, in case I possibly outspeed the Scizor. I did give my AEGISLASH enough speed to outspeed uninvested Scizor and Wordier, so there's that. And I can go before the bullet punch, you know, even if I'm low. And the purpose of this is because, so I'm pretty sure Glimmora already doesn't Oko me with Earth Power, but it does like, I wanna say like 50, like around 52. Like it can KO me with Earth Power basically, and if I'm chipped, then I can still come in, block the Mortal Spin, take the Sugar Berry, and possibly kill it as well. And the reason I want to block the Mortal Spin is because I don't think, I'm basically betting on the fact that they're not going to bring a Defogger, because Noivern wants to run the cover move that I want. Decidueye wants to run its stabs and probably the priority move or a recovery move or something like that. Rotomosh doesn't learn Defog in Champions OU, so his only form of removal is Glimmora with Mortal Spin. And I really want to get these rocks up because Scizor is put into a role in my favor to kill with Fire Fang from Morpeko. And Weavile just hits a lot of things like Mamoswine after the rocks, or even like things with the Yachi Berry with Triple Axle, and Venusaur, I think there's like some sort of role with, is it Ape? It might be Ape. So yeah. And yeah, and also like AEGISLASH itself, I think has a role to kill Mamoswine after rocks or something like that with Iron Head. Not sure, or like Iron Head into Shadow Sneak or some stuff like that. I'm making stuff up, but there were some roles that I can't remember right now. So the whole game plan was lead with Lycanroc, rocks, and then any chance I get, block with AEGISLASH, and if they predict by clicking Earth Power, then I'll still live the next Earth Power and kill them. So that's the reason. Morpeko, I had a lot of different moves on here. Obviously Aura Wheel was there. I had Psychic Fangs for Decidueye, Hisui, and Glimmora, but then I realized, oh wait, I have Stomping Tantrum for Glimmora, and I don't need the Psychic Fangs that much. I can still hit the Decidueye, Hisui with Fire Fang, because I also wanted the Scizor with Fire Fang. I had Bullet Seed. I did have Miracle Seed, Bullet Seed, because there's no loaded dice and I wanted to kill the Mamoswine, but I figured Black Glass's Foul Play was pretty good, and Foul Play is also just a good mid-ground into a lot of his team, because a lot of them have a high physical attack stat. So yeah. And you know, like in Rock Dusk, because I don't think they're gonna bring a Defogger, I didn't put Taunt. Endeavor, Fire Fang for the Scizor, and then Rock Blast just to break Miku's Disguise and just to hit things with a Sash or whatever. And then I have Weavile. I was between Never Melt Ice just for the Ice Stab boost damage, or Baby Berry, because the Baby Berry could be clutch against the Scizor. Scizor is pretty threatening into my team, and you know, if I have I'm +2 knockoff Ken Oko Scizor, so if I can live a Bullet Punch with the Berry and then kill them back, that's really nice. Although I'm pretty sure +2 Swords Dance from Scizor will kill me regardless, so there's that. And then finally we have Venusaur, Ockerberry, because I have no Infernape switching, because I didn't bring Slowbro, since I just really don't see where I can fit it and where it can work. Maybe there was a case, but I also made this team pretty quick. Why is this timid? I think this is timid to outspeed Scarf and Fernape. Yeah, no, I know it outspeeds Scarf and Fernape, but I swear I could have been more stingy with the EVs. I can't remember. Sunny Day, Ockerberry obviously take the Infernape Flare Blitz and anything like that, and then Giga Drain for the Mamoswine, and just Recovery, Earth Power for the Glimmora, Earth Power for the Infernape. I did want Weather Ball for Scizor, but I figured, you know what, I have stuff for Scizor already, so let me just put Sludge Wave, because it's my way of hitting Noivern, since I also had to beat that. And it just hits a lot of like things well, like Decidueye Hisui as well. So yeah, that's the team. I think, I don't know, I feel like it's hard with the item clause to run anything besides offense in Champions Draft. Maybe that's just the case with my team, but yeah, it is just Resist Berry. It is Resist Berry Roulette, a Focus Sash guy. Where is he? And then potential Scarfer, right? And you just end up with an offense or HO kind of team, where your checks are just one-time checks for the most part. But yeah, let's get into the game. I forgot how beautiful Mega Empress's shiny is, and also how nice Glimora's is. But yeah, they didn't bring the Decidueye Hisui, which I was happy about. They also didn't bring the Noivern, which is nice as well. So there's that. However, they obviously brought the Mamoswine, they brought the Scizor, the Infernape, Glimmora, and then Rotom-Mons. I think like they had a lot of mons they could bring, so it's not like anything was too odd on their side. Obviously I just led with the Lycanroc Dusk, because that was the game plan. Lead with the Lycanroc Dusk, get the rocks up. Here I was really worried that this would be I mean, actually, if it was Scarf, I was happy about that. But if it was, what's it called? Berry or Focus Sash, then it would be pretty annoying. Them leading doesn't make it seem like it's Focus Sash. They kill me here. I was really hoping it was just, well, actually, I don't want it to be Scarf. I mean, I was just hoping they didn't have Ice Shard just so I can Endeavor it, but obviously, they had Ice Shard. And then here I was really worried about Berry because I was like, fuck, what do I do? This is Berry. I had to use up my Sugar Berry there. I still have, yeah, and then Iron Head it, and then just Shadow Sneak it. I think if they put, well, not if they put, I think they should have Ice Sharded there. Or, yeah, Ice Sharded there, or, because right now I have a 6.3% chance to die to Earth Power from Timid Max Special Attack Glamora. If they Ice Sharded, that would have, made it a better roll for them, but they didn't, thankfully. And I King Shielded just to be in the shield stance. Thankfully they didn't get rocks up. They Earth Power, I live on 5, and I kill it. So that's pretty nice. Insane start from AEGISLASH. AEGISLASH just seems to surprise me like every single game. Here I was contemplating clicking Shadow Sneak because I may click Bullet Punch, but I figured actually I don't want them to get a Sword Stance up for free, so let me just Poltergeist this guy. And the Caldex showed me Citrus Berry Scizor because I was using Citrus Berry Scizor on OU, and then I thought, shit, this could be Citrus Berry, but hopefully Shadow Sneak can still do damage after it. It was Citrus Berry, and they did Sword Stance, so I'm glad I Poltergeisted there. Shadow Sneak, and they click Bullet Punch here. Unfortunately, Weavile doesn't live with the Berry. Only Morpeko and Ampharos do. And I don't want my Ampharos Mega to get poisoned. Well, Venusaur I guess did, but I also wanted to keep the Venus for other reasons. Morpeko was the most dispensable one. And so yeah, I click Aura Wheel, I get, God, it's so much damage, but I kill it. I get my plus on speed, I am faster than most things. They didn't bring the Inferno, they put the Rotom Wash. I thought, oh, is this like a Scarf or something? And I click Aura Wheel with my black glasses, does a lot of damage. And then they get, Light Screen up, which is like, okay, it does mean Venusaur and Ampharos don't do as much damage. But and like they want to set up with Agility Ampharos possibly. I feel like they could have come in with an Inferno and Mach Punched me. I don't know, maybe. But yeah, I still do a lot of damage with Aura Wheel, and Morpeko gets 2 kills, can't complain about that. Pretty happy with Morpeko. I come in with the Venusaur, get rid of the T-Spikes, and here the play was always just Sunny Day. Live, God, that did a lot of damage. I think it was either Charcoal or it was Adamant Infernape. And I was ready to be Scarf. Well, actually no, I wasn't ready to be Scarf because I knew my Venusaur outsped it. So I Earth Power here, but they click knockoffs, so it isn't Scarf. And here I click Ampharos because Ampharos is, what's it called? I mean, it's the only thing I could bring in. And I was deciding between agilitying up, or just clicking T-Bolt, because if I click Agility and I possibly kill the Ampharos after the rocks with Dragon Pulse, then I'll also be faster than the Infernape and kill it as well. But if the Infernape is Adamant and has CC, then the CC could put me into range of Mach Punch and my agility would just be like futile basically. So I had to just Mega and click T-Bolt. Actually, I should have clicked Dragon Balls. Why did I click T-Bolt? That was very wrong. That was very bad on my part. Because if I clicked T-Balls, then that would have made this endgame even easier. Yeah, because then I would have killed, and I'm faster because I have speed, EVs, or most likely faster. And yeah, judging by like the fact that they lose the Dragon Balls, that means they have bulk. So yeah, I really should have clicked T-Ball. I have no idea why I clicked T-Balls, but here, because of the rocks, they were put into range of guaranteed Ice Shard killing, and thank God I did, and we won 1-0. Pretty fucking close game. That was, yeah, I actually didn't realize that during the game. I don't know why I clicked T-balls. I should have clicked D-balls. That was a throw for me. But thankfully I still had the end game on lock. I do want to say, just to, I guess, be holistic or, you know, mention both sides of the game. Aloe did say, oh fuck, I choked. I should have gone into Infernape instead of Glamora on the AEGISLASH turn after I killed Mammothswine, which is like, yeah, probably correct, because having Glamora on the back, just its presence means AEGISLASH is always worried to come in, because I don't want to come in and they predict and click Earth Power, right? So it's always a game of, okay, I really want to keep these rocks up, but I also don't want to lose AEGISLASH. I did say that, like, if they brought the Infernape, then literally my only play was going into my only play was clicking King's Shield with AEGISLASH, because I get the -1, and then going into Ampharos, because regular Ampharos lives a -1 CC from Infernape into a -1 CC from Infernape when I Mega. So I would always live, but you know, but also they didn't have CC, so they would have probably just U-turned. I think, yeah, they said that they would probably U-turn and then sack something, or rather, yeah, like go into Rotom-Wash or something. But yeah, I mean, they would have been in a better position, I think, just because they would have the Glamora. But yeah, I mean, I think I still played that game well, besides the end game T-Bolt, but that didn't actually change anything because I still had the guaranteed win. But yeah, it was a pretty freaking close game. Happy to see more Pico. The Pico actually get some kills. And this was the closest game by far, though I don't know if I can say this game was more intense than last week's one, because last week's one was a fucking just like that game had my heart on strings, I swear, with the RNG stuff. But yeah, GG's to Aloe. We've kept our undefeated streak, which is pretty fucking sick, and see you in week 4.